So in last video I was discussing this portion, introduction to the electric machines. Now I am going to extend the same part here. It is electric machine, and I told you here this is electrical energy input and mechanical energy is output, then it is called motor. And if it is mechanical input and electrical energy is output, then it is called generator. And this system was lossless, so power balance equation is voltage multiplied by current equal to torque multiplied by angular speed. So angular speed, its unit is radian per second, and torque unit is Newton meter. Now you see, sometimes most of the time you will find that a speed is given in rotation per minute. Suppose a speed of rotor is given as in RPM, rotation per minute. Suppose 1000 I am writing, 1000 RPM. So how can you convert this into a radian per second, angular speed, omega r? This is your rotation. R stand for rotation, P stand for per, M stand for minutes. Rotation per minute. Now this position you can convert very easily. Suppose any machine rotates a complete rotation. How many angle it makes? 2 pi radian. For one rotation, angle is 2 pi radian. For 10 rotation, 10 multiplied by 2 pi. For 1000 rotation, it will be 1000 multiplied by 2 pi. This is radian. And per minute, so you need to convert into per second. So you have to divide it by 60. It means you have to multiply 2 pi and divide by 60. You will get the unit radian per second. Then unit will be radian per second. If a speed is given in rotation per minute, what you do? You just multiply by 2 pi and divide it by 60. Or you can understand in one rotation how many radians? 2 pi. So in 1000 rotation, 1000 multiplied by 2 pi, and it is in minute, so you have to make it in second. So torque equation is omega multiplied by T. You keep it in mind, omega multiplied by T. This is mechanical torque. This torque is mechanical torque. This speed is mechanical speed, which is equal to, this is multiplied, and this is equal to power, mechanical power, and this is equal to electrical power. Means whatever mechanical power is given here, the same power, electrical power, is obtained here if the system is lossless. This is a block diagram representing the use of motor and generator and energy flow diagram. Now I will discuss about the construction of DC machine. So in DC machine construction, now construction part. You see, this is a DC motor. Here this portion is a stationary part. This is called a stator. This is protecting part to the machine from external side, and this is not moving, and this part is moving or rotating. This part is moving, not moving, you can say it is rotating. This part is rotating, so this is called rotor. And this is shaft. This shaft rotates, then this whole structure rotates, and there is a winding. That winding is placed on the rotor. That winding is called armature winding. Definition is given later. What is armature winding? How we can define. Then another winding, that is called field winding. It is placed here on the stator part, and this is pole is created. Suppose this pole is north and this pole is south. So a line drawing from north to south is called pole axis. This is called pole core. Core means material like iron. So a magnetic material is there. So on this windings are placed. What is meaning of windings? Winding is nothing but it is a wire placed on core. So this is a winding placed, and winding is placed here, and winding is given DC supply here. So DC flux is created here. You know, when current is flowing, it will create flux. Here DC supply is given. If DC supply is given here, suppose if it is DC supply is given here, positive, negative, so DC current will flow and DC flux will be produced. So this DC flux, what will do? This DC flux means constant flux. The magnitude is constant. DC means its magnitude is constant, not changing. So what will happen? This DC flux will link this armature winding. So you know that E equal to d phi by dt from Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. E equal to d phi by dt. So this flux will link this conductor. Does it produce EMF? If rotor is at rest, induced EMF will be 0. I am writing here NR rotor speed equal to 0. Because there is a no changing flux, whatever flux is coming, this is DC, so constant flux is coming. So there is a no change in flux, so induced EMF will be 0. But once you rotate this rotor by any means, for the time being, suppose this rotor is rotated by any means, some external means, that this shaft is there, you rotate this shaft, at this time what will happen? There will be induced EMF if NR not equal to 0. If NR is not equal to 0, at this time induced EMF will be here. So the function of armature winding is that to produce the voltage in this winding, and the function of field winding is to produce the flux. If flux is not there, induced EMF will not be there. Also, if there is a no relative motion between this conductor and this flux, there will not be induced EMF. So this condition you have already studied. So to produce induced EMF, you need to have changing flux. If changing flux is there, armature winding will get induced EMF, and the function of field winding is to produce the flux. Now you can ask, is it interchangeable? We can place armature winding on a stator and field winding on rotor. Definitely it is interchangeable. We can interchange. But as technical point of view, in DC machine, I will later tell you, in DC machine, the armature winding is placed on the rotor and field winding is placed on the stator. But it is interchangeable. Because of technical advantages, the field winding is placed in DC machine at a stator, means not rotating part, and armature winding is placed on the rotor, that means on rotating part. In AC machine, just opposite happen. In AC machine, armature is on a stator. Armature winding is on a stator, and field winding is on rotor, and field winding on rotor. Field winding is on rotor on AC machine, and armature winding is on a stator. But in DC, you see field winding is on a stator and armature winding is in rotor. It has its own advantage. That is why we are, technical advantage is there. That is why we are placing like this. So what I told, it is written here. Field winding is on a stator. Armature winding is on rotor. DC current is passing through the field winding to produce flux, means phi, flux is produced. Voltage induced in armature winding is AC. Even keep in mind the voltage produced is not here DC, but we are still saying this machine is a DC machine. How it is, why it is called DC machine? Another definition is given. Voltage induced in armature winding is AC, E equal to d phi by dt. Flux is changing, so this voltage is also changing. So this is AC voltage. One of the very important part why this machine is called DC machine, mechanical commutator and brush assembly function as a rectifier, making the armature terminal voltage unidirectional. Means mechanical commutator is there. In next diagram also you will see it is like this, and this portion like this, and brush is placed here. This portion is called, these are the brushes, and this is commutator. This whole portion is called commutator. Means this is rotating, so once it is rotating, this is half, this part is given like this. So this part will come here and this part will go here when it is rotating. So voltage is going to be unidirectional. That is why it is called a DC machine. So mechanical rectifier, that is means converting AC into DC. It is done through mechanically, not through electrically. That is why it is called mechanical rectifier. Means DC is converted into AC part. Now you see this diagram here, machine diagram. Commutator is, what is commutator? Commutator definition is a mechanical rectifier which convert alternating voltage generated in the armature. What is armature? Armature is rotating part, rotor, winding into direct voltage across the brush. This is your brush. So across the brush, this portion is converted into direct part. It is made up of copper segment insulated from each other by mica and mounted on the shaft of the machine. You see, this is your commutator, this part, and on this part brush is placed. Brush is placed by by pressing brush. Suppose if brush is here, it will be pressed on this brush by a spring, so that the contact should not become loose. Once it is rotating, this brush also rotates on it. This is called commutator, and this portion half side and another half side. So this is continuously changing. Here you see windings are placed. Here windings are placed, and once it is rotating, then this winding cuts the magnetic flux. This is your shaft. This is shaft. Once it is rotating, this part also rotated, and this winding cuts the flux on the stator part. Already coming, this flux coming through the stator part, and induced EMF is produced. This induced EMF comes here, and it is collected through the two brushes, one this side, one another side, and DC output is obtained. The armature windings are connected to the commutator segment. You see, this is armature winding. This armature windings, this is winding connected to the commutator. This is commutator segment. These windings are connected here. These are the windings connected here. So these windings connected, and when it is rotated, the induced EMF is produced in this winding, and it is taken out from the brushes, and mechanical commutator converts or rectify the electrical input to the electrical AC voltage into unidirectional DC